On this episode of TheraFit, we welcome Kelby Deerman. Kelby is a native of Huntsville, Alabama, and in 2014, he graduated from the University of Alabama with a Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Sports Science. While at Alabama, Kelby played baseball and worked in the University of Alabama Strength and Conditioning Department with throws and football. After college, he worked at the prestigious Cressy Sports Performance Center in Massachusetts. Kelby is the owner of Legacy Performance in Newport News, Virginia. Today, he's going to talk about the benefits of exercise in youth. Right, and then explain to us the difference between, lifting heavy sets versus, like you talked about, putting lighter weight on and doing rep sets. Like, what are the benefits?
Muscle endurance, if you will,
Which one?
would be for like plus 10 reps or so, just a general guideline. Heavier weight, 6 or minus, so less than 6 reps. When that happens, kids want it to put, for the kids I work with, 225 on a bar, right, and try to do it for 3 times, and it looks like total crap. Versus being okay with putting just 95 pounds on the bar and doing it whether for the 3 times or for 10 times better, they can still get the same effect.
All right, and how often can a young athlete train? With weights or with endurance type of activities like we just talked about with smaller sets. Can you train, they always say 3-4 times a week for the adult or more, but how often can a young athlete, 15, 16, 17, train?
It depends. It depends what their goals are. It depends, the training idea. Like, get in there and lifting weights a certain way, obviously probably not every day. But I think young kids, they can just go. Even some of the things I give those athletes, it's just like they're Energizer bunnies, right? They just have so much energy and they just don't ever stop. Where if I did that, I would probably be train wrecked. So I would probably just encourage them to do something almost every day. I don't think that would be bad at all. I wouldn't go squat my heaviest 2 days in a row, but I think they can train in some capacity 6-7 days a week if they wanted to. So
kind of turning the clock back a little bit, back to your high school and collegiate days of playing baseball and doing conditioning and training. What was some of your conditioning and training like? What did you do?
Complete hell. It was honestly, a lot of mental toughness, if you will. In college, it was basically just get through it. Here's our objective, we're going to do it. It wasn't really fine-tuned detail on why we're doing it, what we're doing it for, how to move, this and that. It was just a bunch of today we're going to run, 18 220-yard sprints, right? And you just got to find a way to get that done. Today we're going to fireman carry, put a player on your shoulder and go. The weight side was a little bit less, so there wasn't as much of that in the weight room, except Friday mornings when we had circuits and there was 2 lines of machines, 40 machines total, and 1 person at a machine. And we would go 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. And depending on if coach liked what he saw, depending on if we did it right, we could stop and rotate, or we could stop and do it again. So the 40 set circuit could end up being 150 sets.
Yeah, it's a lot. So yeah. Do you train your athletes in the same way?
No, no. I appreciate what that did, but no. I think athletes nowadays is just I like to pull the brakes back and really give them an understanding of what they're doing and why they're doing it, how to do it, and like I said, then we can talk and have some fun after that.
Yeah. Do you think athletes today are, because when we look at the comparison between classic athletes that we knew growing up, in the 90s or whatever, and then young athletes coming up, do you think there's a difference between what they can do, what they can endure, how strong they are, fast they are, just based on by comparison even?
Well, I think, let's say a few years ago, right, it was, I guess we didn't know as much, right, and we didn't have as much help accessible to us. So it's easy to say, man, my hamstrings feel a little bit weird today, just push through and go, and you're okay. A lot of it now is you feel a twinge of something, now you're seeking a, medical advice, wondering what this is, when it really is nothing. It's probably just something that kind of got caught when you're asleep, and you're going to be fine. Just keep pushing through. And I think that's really been the hindrance on kids today, is this being accessible to help, for medical things.
Thank you for listening to this session of TheraFit. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, holisticfamilysolutions.com, to your friends and colleagues. Be sure to check out the archive section of our website for previous podcasts. This has been an HFS production. Join us next time for another edition of TheraFit.